Morning, everybody. My name is RlrrRrl. I've been drumming since 1998, and I still have plenty of stuff to work on, especially on drum kit. Today, I'm practicing limb independence, and I'm going to be working out of this book. It's called 50 Ways to Syncopation. It's by Don Moyle. I highly recommend this book. It's got 50 ways that you can work on limb independence. What I'm going to do is I'm going to practice switching between two different patterns every 4 bars, so that way I can work on being able to just transition in and out of those particular patterns. Now, in these live streams, I like to share what I'm practicing and how I'm practicing as somebody who's been drumming for a very long time. Why, hello, Jake. Now, inside of here, there are timestamps in the description of all these 500 plus live streams to show what I was working on or what kind of a question I was answering. Now, because I've been drumming for so long and because I have a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in music education, people ask me questions about how do I get better as a performer or how do I get better as an educator, and I will often edit them and put them into this drumming tips playlist that has just under 20 hours of Q&A from all these different streams. These are edited, by the way, so they are as condensed as possible. The first thing that I talk about is whatever the title is, like how to improve if you don't have a drum instructor. But if it says and other drumming tips or and other teaching tips, that means there are more topics inside of there that might be of more interest to you. If, for example, if you don't care about how to improve your buzz rolls, there might be other topics in here that are of interest to you. Now, think of these streams as like office hours. I'm here to practice, and if people have questions about how to get better at performing or teaching, then I will answer them. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep grinding away, trying to improve as a performer. Now, because I'm a rudimental drummer, and next up, I'd probably say concert percussion, I've spent less than 1% of my time practicing limb independence. So I'm going to have Shia LaBeouf here help motivate me and you to get ready to play. So, Shia, we're going to hide you for copyright, but help motivate everybody to practice. Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it. Make your dreams come true. Just do it. Some people dream success. Well, you're going to wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not going to stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it. Just do it. Yes, you can. Just do it. If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. Wow, Shia LaBeouf. Everybody's super motivated. Ooh, one more flex for good luck. Now, I'm going to be practicing some of the thousands of free play-alongs and drumming resources you can find on my home tab of YouTube. But if you want things organized neater than I can on YouTube, go to the link that's up here, jaredoleary.com/drum. There's a bunch of chop exercises. There's over 1,000 grid variations. I was practicing one of these yesterday. Here's where I'm practicing today. I'll come back to that. There's over 500 marching bass exercises. There's a bunch of drumline cadences and score format. There's almost 300 sight reading exercises. There's almost 500 technique exercises. There's almost 20 hours of drumming tips just inside of this particular playlist. And then here's a bunch of scripted lessons like how to create tenor splits or how to work on your traditional grip or why metronomes are overrated for drummers, etc. So there's a lot of content in here. Literally thousands of free videos. Now, because there's so much content in here, I try and organize it as neatly as I can on my home tab of YouTube. You have to click on the header to expand and show all of it, or you just go to here and it's organized neater on my website. Now, I'm going to be playing 2 different patterns today. I'm going to warm up with it, same one that I was doing the other day. So the pattern that I'm going to start with for the first 4 bars is paradiddle left, right, right, left. 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 So right, left, right, left, left. Okay, so when doing this, I'm playing an accent on 2 and 4. And this is all my hands are going to do for the first 4 bars, while I read through some charts on my foot. So the independent part is my right foot. After 4 bars, I'm going to switch to this pattern. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. So the cymbals, it's just alternating 8th notes between the right hand on the ride and the left foot on the offbeat. So and and on the foot. Okay, so still keeping the snare on 2 and 4 while reading the pattern. Okay, so every 4 bars I'm going to play either or this one. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth between these every 4 bars. Obviously, that was not 4 bars. Okay, now I'm going to play this. I'm going to try it at 1:30, which I attempted yesterday, or 2 days ago, when I did the last limb independent stream. And it didn't sound good. So if it still doesn't sound good, that's fine. I'll just slow it back down. How far did I get on these charts? I don't remember. I started from the beginning. Let's just start at the end. There's 55 charts in here. The last 5 are like some advanced charts. I'm just going to go ahead and do charts 46 through 50. And inside all these thousands of free play-alongs that are on my YouTube channel's home tab, you can jump to whatever BPM you want using the timestamps in the description. So depending on which playlist you click, for these charts, it could go as slow as 40 or as fast as 240 beats a minute, and every single click in between. So I'm going to try and do this at 1:30. Will it sound good? Honestly, don't know. We're warming up here. Let's find out together. 2, and it's counting off in my headphones. Okay, so this is the pattern I'm going to keep repeating, and then play into this one. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, so it's better than it was 2 days ago. Woo! Almost dropped my sticks. But it's still a little not in control on that second pattern when I'm doing the offbeat on the 8th notes. 2, here we go. Read that wrong? Sorry. Now, on the top line of each one of these charts, it says 8 measures of time. So you can play the ostinato pattern, or you can improvise here, whatever you want to do. Like play a solo for 8 bars. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Read that wrong. The drum triggers aren't picking up all the bass hits. Also, every now and then, like a snare hit isn't getting picked up, isn't getting registered. Even though you can see me playing it, you can't hear it. 2, 1, 2, here we go. Like that. Read that wrong. The ties messed me up. Read that wrong as well. Hooked on phonics did not work for me. My stick got under the hi-hat. Whoopsies. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. How old was I when I played? I was today's years old when I played. Thank you for asking. We're going to stretch and massage now. Now that we warmed up, that went better than 2 days ago, but let's see how this goes. To actually answer your question, I started in 8th grade, so 1998. I'm old. Palms facing up, pull in, push through. But most of my playing is rudimental, so drumline. I marched snare drum in high school, college, and DCI. And then I did a lot of concert percussion stuff. And then drum kit is just something I'm learning for fun. So I've spent less than 1% of my time over the almost 30 years playing drum kit. But I'm enjoying learning it. Cool, so this stretches the sides of the forearms. Now I'm going to go back out the way that I came. Next, I'm going to stretch the underside of the forearm, so along here. So all I'm going to do is just pull back gently. If you do this on the wall, the lower you go, the deeper the stretch. It allows you to do 2 hands at a time, which is great. Efficient. And switch. Ooh, that feels good. So the stretch and massage routine only takes a couple of minutes, but it keeps your hands healthy so you can be in your 40s and above like I, and you can also drum. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearm. So instead of doing the underside like this, you go the opposite direction, you pull towards you, and this is stretching up here. If you do it on your legs like this, it goes twice as fast. Again, don't put all your weight into it. I got one more stretch to show you, then I'll show you a quick massage routine. Again, keep your hands healthy so you can drum when you're old. This last one is finger to finger. Ooh, that feels great on my left thumb in particular. Sorry for that outburst. Hiccups are not allowed here. Actually gets you banned in chat. And next. All jokes aside, it is interesting when you like go into somebody's stream and they have like weird rules like that. Like you're not allowed to use the word drum or you will get banned. What? Okay. How long have you been playing those cylindrical objects with heads on them? Thank you for not using the word drum. ASMR? Just a little one. So that definitely went better than it did 2 days ago when I tried warming up with it. I had to slow it down to, 110? So 20 clicks slower. But it still didn't feel super comfortable yet. So I'm going to do maybe 5-10 more charts with those same patterns. And I'm going to slow it down 10 clicks. So do it at 120 and see how that goes. So that ends the stretching routine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to massage. So I'm going to do thumb on top massaging, fingers and massaging underneath along the forearm. Kind of work your way up and down. Again, try and stay relaxed. You can also flip it over like this, like you're like kneading dough. For those of you who bake. And then you switch arms. I don't really feel like I need it on my right arm today. Okay, next I'm going to do thumb massaging the palm of the hand, fingers massaging the back side of the hand. Just kind of work your way around. loosening it up. Not only should you try and stay relaxed while you play, but you can also do the stretch and massage routine to help yourself play relaxed. So it helps your hands, but also a relaxed technique helps your hands. Allows you to play faster, with more endurance, less effort, and less injuries. All right, last one. Base the tip of each one of the fingers. Quick little massage, wiggling your way down. At least twice. Maybe more if your fingers are tight. So far, I only need to do twice. Just a quick little wiggle massage. Left thumb's a little tight. There we go. And switch hands when you're done. You might spend more time on a finger than I am, or on your forearm or on your hand. Your hands are going to feel different. Because turns out, we're different people. Wow. Weird concept. Okie dokie. So the pattern that I was just doing was switching between two different patterns. So I was playing paradiddle, left, right, right, left. Paradiddle, left, right, right, left. So while you improvise or sight read on your foot. And then every 4 bars are switching from that pattern to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the off beats on the hi-hat with the foot, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, while you still maintain the 2 and 4, which I don't think I actually came in on 2 and 4. I wasn't really paying attention. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But instead of switching every bar, you switch every 4 bars while you read the charts on the foot the entire time. Now, what charts am I talking about? If you're just joining, if you go to my home tab of YouTube, there's thousands of free exercises and drumming resources inside of my home tab. You have to click on the header to expand to show you all of the thousands of free exercises or drumming tips like this one that has just under 20 hours of drumming tips and lessons and whatnot, or this one that has the scripted lessons. But if you scroll back up, the section that I'm in is the limb independence section. When we open this up, I'm working on a straight chart, and I'm going to play it at 120, so we'll go 10 clicks slower than I just warmed up with. But inside of the straight drum charts and all of these other limb independence playlists, there's a video, drumming tip number 50, that talks about how to develop limb independence on the drum kit. And then drumming tip number 122, which is where I did a stream where I did 62 different ways that you can do limb independence with a single chart. So I did that in one sitting, and some of them sounded great, and others were like, you could still practice that, Jared. And I'm like, yes, I agree. But this at least gives you 62 ways that you can practice it. Whether or not you sound better than myself, I don't know. We'll find out. But I just did 46 through 50, so I'm just going to go ahead and go up. So we're going to do 41 through 45. And in the timestamps of all these thousands of free resources are timestamps where you can jump to a BPM. As slow as 20 for some exercises, and as fast as 240, every click in between. Now, I'm going to do this at 120. So it's going to count off in my headphones, and then I'm just going to jam along to it. So again, I'm switching between 2 patterns every 4 bars while I read through the chart on the foot. Here we go. So this is the first pattern for the first 4 bars. Here's the next one. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go. Switch again. Switch. Not playing all the snares again. Okay, let me try and fix it real quick. The drum trigger is not the best drum trigger. It doesn't pick up all the notes. Two, one and two, and here we go. I feel like the drum trigger is worse. Try it again. Reposition it a little bit. Okay, here we go. One, two, one and two, and ready, and already missed the snare. At least the trigger did. Cool. So switching between this ostinato pattern, paradiddle left, right, right, left, and this one every 4 bars. Notice the hi-hat is on the upbeat, it's on the and. 2, 1, 2, here we switch. Switch. Missed like 3 snare hits in a row. Alright, last chart. So far the biggest issue is the trigger not picking up all the snares, rather than playing an issue. There's been a couple of points where I just like misread the rhythm. 1, 2, ready, and... I forgot to switch. Whoopsies. I was thinking about what I wanted to play next, and I played the hi-hat with the ride. No, brain. Yeah, so in that instance, that last chart didn't sound good because I was focusing on something else. I was like, what do I want to play next with what I'm going to work on? And so I was basically distracted and messed up. My bad. But because that's the issue and it wasn't like a limb independence issue, I'm going to move on to another thing. If it was like, oh, this still doesn't feel comfortable, or I'm like not able to read it while playing it, etc., then I just need to sit through it, another few more charts. There's a reason why there's a bunch of them in here. So you can just keep practicing sight reading while doing it. So you can get comfortable with the pattern. Okay, so what I was debating with myself is if I wanted to like jump into one of the hard ones that's not in Dom's book, or switch between 2 patterns. But what I've kind of like mentally decided is So I'm going to just jump into some of the harder ones. So these are not in Dom's book. These are some patterns that I came up with. And they are a bit wacky. Don't start with these. Okay, so let me paste it in here so you can actually see. Pattern number 52. And we're going to do it at 125. Okay, all right. So what is pattern number 52? So let's say you have 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Cool. Okay, so that pattern. But instead of playing 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... We're going to play it as triplets. So, da 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 da, triple, 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 da 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 da, So that's 2 and 4. So the foot is still gonna play 2 and 4. As if we were playing ding, 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 but instead of playing this normal swung pattern, I'm playing technically a straight pattern. Well, I'm going to read short notes, so eighth notes, swung on the snare drum. And anything longer than an eighth note will be swung on the bass drum. Okay? So... don't start with this pattern. This pattern is what we would call difficult. It took me a long time until I could actually play it. Like, I think at least a month for this one, and I think it was like 2 months for the one that I'm about to play after this. Turns out the one after this is harder. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm on my home tab. I'm going to go into the limb independence section again. With any of these sections, remember, just click on the header, and it shows you more playlists. But this is going to be a swung pattern for the drums. Even though my cymbals are going to play a straight pattern. It's 3/4, straight over swung. And I'm going to do it at 125. So I'm going to go inside of the swung drum charts. And it's the same patterns, the same rhythms, but the play along is swung when you listen to it in your headphones. Okay, so I'm going to do the next set of charts, 36 through 40, since I'm just kind of working my way up. And again, in the timestamps, I'm going to say, hey, I want to play this at 125. Yay. One, two, ready, and... So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the right hand. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and... Sweet, that feels comfortable. Yay. I might be speaking too soon. I might completely have myself on this chart. Stay tuned, we'll find out. Today's episode of Hit Drums. Cool. We survived. Yay! High five. Alright. Next chart. 2, 1, 2, And this is not a cover stream. This is me practicing, and I answer questions from the different chats. But thank you for making a request, but I don't do them. Turns out it's hard to play while sight reading 3/4. Woo! That was like full brain power trying to talk while playing that. So straight pattern in the cymbals while playing swung on the drums. A one. Here we go. So the pattern that I'm playing, if you're in the short form, is right above my head. And if you're on the horizontal feed, it's above the sheet music. That 3/4 swung over straight. 1, 2, ready, and... Sweet! That sounded not bad, not bad. I'll take it. I enjoyed it. It was mostly technically proficient. It got a little bit hairy, ironically, when I was talking while playing, but, you know, 5-way independence turns out, while sight reading 3/4 straight over swung, is a little difficult. So I'll give myself some leeway with that. Cool! So now I'm going to do the next one. The next one's even harder. Woohoo! It's also 3/4 straight over swung, but let me paste it in there so you can see what this was like. Reminds you of corn, buttered or salted, corn on the cob. Okay, so this particular pattern, same idea where it's a straight over swung, and it's going to be 3/4. But what I'm going to play is a soca pattern on the hi-hat. So the soca pattern is... So normally you'd be like playing that. So this, we're going to play as triplets instead of as 16th notes. So instead of buckets, 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 we're going to go triplet, 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 buckets, 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 buckets. So I'm doing 3 of those in the space of 4 quarter notes so that it makes it a 3/4 feel. And the pattern is straight. While I'm going to play swung on the drums. So I'm going to read through the charts while going... I hit my sticks. Stop it. Get some help. The cake is a lie. Yeah. All jokes aside, yeah, no, I hear you. Corn and Cake are good drummers. They got some good drummers in the group. Anyways, so... Okay, so I'm going to play swung on the drums. Okay, so that was 8th notes on the snare, and then anything longer than an eighth note is going to be on the bass drum. Now I'm going to do that with some charts, but if I remember correctly, I think this one's at 115. Looking at my chart here. Yeah, all right, so last time I did this at 115. So let's go back to my home tab. And I'm going to use the limb independent stuff. But if you're like, how do I get better at drumming? Scroll to the bottom part, the tips and lessons. There's almost 20 hours of tips in here. And then there's currently over 20 scripted drumming lessons. It shows you how to practice, what to practice, etc. I've been drumming for almost 30 years, but most of it's been rudimental in concert percussion. I'm much better than I'm letting on right now on limb independence. This is me practicing something I'm not good at yet. But I've also taught every grade kindergarten through doctoral students. So there's tips on how to get better with playing and how to get better with teaching. So if anyone's curious, check out the tips and lessons section. Now I'm going to play at 115. So I just did swung drum charts, and I did 31 through 35. No, 36 through 40, I think. Goldfish. Let's do 31 through 35. Cool. So in the timestamps, I'm going to say, hey, I want to play this at 115. And then it counts off inside my headphones. And now I'm going to struggle bust my way through probably the hardest pattern that I can play, limb independence-wise. So again, it's right here if you're on the vertical, and if you're on the horizontal, it's above the sheet music. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this, look at this, look at this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Here we go. Two, three, four. Have I heard of Rubber Mal about Alien Ant Farm? No, I haven't, actually. It sounds like a fun one that I should look up, though. Appreciate the recommendation. 1, 2, next start. Late. Two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You gotta know where both of those are going on simultaneously. 1, 2, here we go. I messed up there. Some of the bass drums are left out. All I see is the word please. Please what? Hello to you, too. 1, 2, ready, and... Alright, last chart. This is going better than I thought it would. So again, it's a 3/4, straight over swung. So the straight is in the hi-hat going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, we read 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, swung in the drums. Oh, that was a hard chart. So the pattern for this, we're reading that. So again, we're doing 3/4, but it's also doing this 5/8 feel. So 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 all the way throughout. Ooh, that messed with my brain. But you know what? High five. We survived it. Yay. Okay, I actually want to switch between two different easier parts. I'm gonna do one that I demonstrated the other day. So it's actually going to be. Give me a second. Oop, hide that. Okay, so your standard ding ding ding. This is gonna feel so easy compared to what I just did. We're gonna do swung on the drums and on the cymbals. Wow, as opposed to two different feels. So the snare is gonna play the 8th note swung, quarter notes and longer on the bass drum. Okay, so we'll do that for 4 bars. And then, and that's, by the way, reading the charts, 8th notes, quarter notes, okay? And then I'm gonna play, reading 8th notes on the tom, anything longer than that on the bass drum and the ride, while you fill in triplets. So if you're playing quarter notes, you're gonna go triplet, 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 triplet. If you're playing 8th notes, you're filling in that single triplet space that's inside of there. The whole time you're doing that, you're doing hi-hat on 2 and 4. So, It's a fun pattern. It's complicated switching back and forth between the two, but it's groovy when you do it. Now, that is pattern number 2 in Don Moyo's book, 50 Ways of Syncopation, and pattern number 4 in Don Moyo's book, that I'm going to be switching back and forth between every 4 notes. Now, I'm going to do this at 130, it looks like. And in case you're wondering, this is the book that I'm referring to. 50 Ways of Syncopation by Don Moyo. Highly recommend it. You can get it on his store. This is not like a paid promotion or anything. Carrot browsing. No, I'm not a bunny. Thanks, though. Okay, so I'm going to play this at 130. We just did charts 31 through 35, so I'm going to go back to my home tab, scroll down, and click on the header for any of these sections, whether you want to learn hundreds of drumming tips and lessons, or play any of the thousands, plural, of play-alongs. I'm in the limit independent section. I'm going to play at 130 for swung pattern, and I'm going to switch between the 2 different patterns that I just demonstrated. So we just did 31 through 35, so I'm just going to go to the next set. Again, it just helps me to practice sight reading. You don't want to just sit there and grind the same 5 patterns out. There's a bunch of them for a reason, so you can, practice reading. It totally did not pick up most of those notes. Nice. Good job, drum trigger. Ding, ding, ding. So again, your standard, short on the snare, long on the bass. And then we switch to that weird one with the tom pattern and whatnot, and the ride and the bass, and you'll see. A 1, 2, already, and... I read that wrong. I'm so sorry. Cut. Now, by the way, you'll notice I'm trying to add in some different dynamics, some different timbres, different textures. I'm trying to make it sound more musical. Maybe some accents and taps. Woo! Fancy, too. Ding, 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 ding. Oops. Now, on the top line of each of these charts, you can keep time, or you can improvise, play a little solo, whatever you want. You got 8 bars to figure it out. Drink some coffee. A 2, a 1, 2, already, and... So interestingly, the hardest part for me is getting the ding-ding-ding on the right hand, not the tom, fill, ghost note thing. That one's way easier to me than just playing your standard ride pattern. I keep wanting to put it on the wrong partial. That part, that transition, into the ding-ding-ding. Oops. Cool, last chart. This one has an Easter egg in it. If you're in drumline, you'll see. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, ready, and... If you knew Susie like I knew Susie, then you would like her too. like her too, like her too. If you knew Susie like I knew Susie, then you would like her too, like her too, like her too. Yeah. I like putting Easter eggs in some of the stuff that I write. One of the years I was teaching drumline, there's a bass drum part for a roll exercise where it was two melodies going on simultaneously in the basses. So one for the rim clicks and one for the drums. And so on the rims, it was playing like this pattern, like going up and down the drums, triplets and whatnot. And then on the drums, it was playing Mary Had a Little Lamb simultaneously. It was funny. It made me laugh. Cool. It was musical playing through that one. Good. I had fun with it. Cool. So those are some of the many ways that you can work on limb independence. Again, Dom's book has 50. But on the streams, I've done 62 of them in a row. So if you go to the home tab, that was a long stream. If you scroll down to the limb independence section, any of these playlists has 2 videos that can be super helpful for learning limb independence. So just click on any one of them. The first one is how to develop limb independence on the kit. There's a series of steps that I followed live on these streams when I was developing limb independence that you too can follow, and you can have similar results if you just put in the effort into it. So this shows you how to do it at the beginning, but this one shows you how to play one chart 62 different ways to work on limb independence. So it goes through all of Dom's book as well as 12 different variations that I came up with, either from Dom's stuff or just some fun ones that I came up with on my own, like a couple of the ones that I did today. Now, I got a double bass pedal, but I haven't worked it up. So I want to work on my foot endurance and speed right meow. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to the technique section at the bottom of my home tab. And when you click on the header here, it shows you a ton of different technique exercises, almost 500 different exercises to work on your rolls, your timing, your rebound strokes, fulcrum control, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going into this endurance and speed exercises playlist. There, at the moment, are 70 videos inside of here. So there's a lot to scroll through, but you can play these with your hands or with your feet to work on your endurance and speed, hence the title of the playlist. I'm going to work on Chug with hertas, and I'm going to play them slowly with my feet. So I'm going to switch between 2 different foot techniques. One where my heel stays down. This is what I primarily play when I'm doing Latin jazz stuff. For me, it gives more control over the dynamics, etc. And then I'm going to switch to heel up, which is primarily used for faster techniques. So you play with the heel up or the heel down. So I'm going to switch between the 2, and I'll call it out when I do it. Now, I'm going to play through this exercise slow. With my hands, if I'm playing this, I can play it a lot faster than I can with my feet because I haven't worked it up with my feet enough. So I'm going to slow this down. You can go as slow as 20 or as fast as 160 for this particular play along, but I'm going to start at 60. It's going to count off, and then I'm going to play it with my feet. I'm going to start with heel down. Okay, Pac-Man. Bop, bop, bop. And 2, 4, and 1, and 2, and here we go, and... It doesn't feel or sound good yet, but in several months, a couple of years, it'll sound better. Here we go, heel up. Now you notice I don't have as much control over the heel up because I haven't worked on it as much as heel down. Speaking of heel down, Now heel up. 2 and 2. Okay, heel down. If you are better at drum kit than I am, then you can add in your hands, playing different things. I'm not ready for that. Cool. Every few clicks, it gives you a brief respite. This is also helpful when you're like clicking on a BPM. If you click on a BPM that is a 0 or a 5, it gives you a few seconds to get yourself set up so it's not like immediately tapping off. So if you click on one like 113, it'll immediately tap off. But if I went to 110 or 115, it'll give you a few seconds to pick up your sticks, get ready to go. So, pro tip from a pro gamer. And heel up, ready, and go. And nice moves. Okay, I'm going to switch back to heel down. Now again, because my feet are not it yet, I'm working on just the feet, but eventually you can like play like while playing the hands in there, or whatever you want to do with your hands. I love you. So I will eventually do that, but for right now, I'm just trying to get the coordination down. Okay, got it? Got it. She's got it. All right. Talking to my wife. Okay, here we go. Heel down. 2 and ready. Oh, ours off. Okay. Great. Ah. This is why we're practicing, folks. Ugh, that was rough. My left leg was wonky. Ready, and go. Thank you for the sub. Heel up. Let me give you a little tip here. So, if you are learning something new and you've been playing some kind of an instrument for an extended period of time, for like years, decades, etc., then when you're learning the new thing, you know what kind of effort it takes to get from like beginner to more advanced, and you know how long it's going to take, and it can be motivating because you can see the little bit of progress being made along the way. But if you are brand new to playing a musical instrument, or even an intermediate at it, you don't know how long it's actually going to take to get something to be good. And so you don't have an end point in mind, like, well, is it going to be like 5 hours of practice, or 50 hours, or like 500 days of effort? Like, how long is it going to take? So it can be like disheartening to not have that like end point in mind and know just what it's going to take. It might feel like, well, this is pointless. I spent like 5 hours working on this. Why am I not a pro yet? Well, it actually takes like 500 or 5,000 or whatever it is going to be for the individual skill that you're working on. So if you are a beginner or an intermediate drummer and you don't have that context yet for what it takes to actually get really good at something, then what I'd highly recommend doing is listening to interviews from professional musicians, drummers, whatever. Not to say that drummers and musicians are two separate things, but just, sub-niche. But listen to them and specifically focus on when they talk about the grind and the effort that it takes, and know that any professional that you're hearing struggle bust their way through a lot before they ever got to the professional level at whatever instrument is that they're playing. So when I'm sitting here and I'm grinding out this particular exercise with my feet, it doesn't sound good yet, but I'm like motivated by it because I'm like, well, this is better than it was a week ago. But if you were brand new to drumming and you're like, I can't play this, I can't get it good. Well, my feet right now are playing it at 68 and it's nice and slow, but like I know what it took to get my hands like double the speed of what I'm currently playing with my feet. So because I have that context, it's motivating for you, but because you might lack that context if you are a new drummer, it might be disheartening because you're like, what's going to happen? Just know that anything you put consistent effort into, or you're slowly trying to push yourself to get better, it will get better over time, but it might take longer than you think. So instead of thinking in hours or days, start to think in terms of weeks, months, and years worth of effort whenever you're trying to develop some kind of a skill. As you get better, you'll have more of those things that you have worked on where it's like it took X number of months or years to be able to get to a specific level. I know that this skill that is not there yet is going to require a similar amount of time, and I'm willing to put in the effort to be able to work on that. Okay. Was I just playing heel up or heel down? Let's just do heel up because I need to work on that more. And I'm going to rewind it slightly so it doesn't start midway through the count off and mess me up like it previously did. Thank you again for the sub. And 1, and 2, and heel up. Okay, heel down. 2, and 1, and 2, and Whoo-wee! Okay, that for me, my feet are getting tired. My shins, calves, etc. So for you, you might need to play it slower. Or if you're better than me, which is more than possible on drum kit, for sure, you can play it significantly faster using these play-alongs. There are thousands more. That is not an exaggeration. Literally plural, thousands more. There's chop stuff if you do rudimental drumming like I do. There's grid variations. I practiced that yesterday. This is where I was practicing mainly today, is all those limb independence charts. There's marching bass drum stuff, there's scores and ensembles, there's sight reading. The endurance and speed playlist is inside of this technique section. Again, click on the header, and that's where you can find that variation that I was just playing. But there's 70 videos in there to work on your hand speed and endurance, or your foot speed and endurance. And then down here is when people have asked me questions about how to get better on these streams, whether it's performing or with teaching. There's just under 20 hours of drumming Q&A inside of here. And then there's over 20 drumming lessons. These are like the scripted lessons on one specific thing. But this drumming tips one has just under 20 hours of free comments on some super simple stuff like what is a flam or how do you do a buzz, to more complicated stuff like, so you're thinking of getting a doctorate in music. Somebody asked me that question. So I spent almost 15 minutes, edited down, providing some thoughts on whether or not it's worth it to get a DMA or a PhD in music. I have a PhD in music education, so for context, I'm qualified to talk about that. But there's a ton of topics in here, over 100 videos. If you enjoy any of these free resources, share it with somebody else. If you don't enjoy any of these resources, then share it with an enemy. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to get ready for playing the game Fez. It'll probably be in about 20 or so minutes because I got to rearrange everything. But stay tuned for more. Tomorrow, I'm going to be practicing tenor drums, so I'm going to be working on a pad, so stay tuned for that. And then 2 days from now, I'll be back on the limb independence, grinding out these different variations. But again, home tab at YouTube for more. Thank you again for the sub. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.